Hi everyone, welcome to a strange new form of video that I'm experimenting with. Today, we are going to be having a little watch of the first of, I believe, 3 episodes of the Sonic X Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings prologue series. Now, I've definitely thought about, doing sort of reaction type content on my channel, and I wasn't sure. However, this isn't necessarily going to be a reaction because I have already watched this. I've already watched this animation, which, I mean, come on, it's godlike. But I kind of figured it would be fun to watch it again and discuss it a bit, give my thoughts, analyze it a little bit. So it's less a reaction and more of a discussion and analysis video, I guess. I'm using the VTuber model, by the way, because I just figured it would be easier on me in terms of editing. But if people prefer I use the standard poses, then I can switch to those. But for now, we're gonna crack on with it, really. I mean, first off, I want to have a look at the episode titles. The first episode was called Shadow and Maria, which, makes sense. It's about Shadow and Maria and their time together on the Ark. The second episode's called Finding the Way, and then episode 3 is called To the Ark. Now, obviously, given that the first episode, it's kind of alluding to the fact that Shadow is, questioning if Black Doom's still alive and that he needs answers. We can assume that Finding the Way is him hooking up with Rouge and Omega, because we know that they're going to be in this quite a bit. Which, I mean, obviously, come on, Rouge being in it is but it's nice to see Omega again as well. It looks like he's going to have some very cool moments. But Finding the Way, I'm going to assume it's Team Dark kind of looking up information. Maybe trying to break into one of Eggman's bases or something, but they encounter one of Eggman's robots. That's what I'm going to assume the second episode's going to be. And then episode 3, I'm going to assume is, they go on the Ark, because the Ark is still there, and maybe that's how it leads into Shadow's part in the Shadow Generations story, because we got to remember, these are prologue. This is for a prologue into this game. It's got to lead into this game, because if you remember, in Sonic Generations, everyone else was sent to that white void because of the Time Eater. Except the only member of Team Dark that was at that party was Rouge. Shadow wasn't there and Omega wasn't there. So we definitely need to know how Shadow gets into his own little white void. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens. Maybe it's just the same where, it's the Time Eater. Maybe Black Doom teamed up with Eggman? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, let's dive into the first episode. Okay. So right off the bat, I shall wait.
Hurry! You have to see this.
Sega can't do that. They can't get away with that. This was evil. When I tell you, I gasped at the first. Hold on. Let me go back. At this shot, when they were running, I think most people thought this. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna see this girl get shot again. Cool, awesome, what a fun way to start this adventure. And then they hit us with oh no, actually, it's not. She's gonna be fine. She's completely fine. She just wants to show himself. You can't do that, Sega. I mean, they did. I say Sega. We know who wrote this. Ian Flynn. You mad genius. You sadist. I had to highlight this, alright? Because the amount of betrayal, I want to say, I felt. Oh my god. That was. You got me, Sega. I put it that way. You got me.
You can only see them from certain latitudes down there.
Oh, she looks so good. No, I can't get over it.
Maria.
Okay, again, this isn't like a hot take or anything. This is what everyone's been saying. My god, I'm so happy that Sega are finally showing that Maria is sick. You know, the fact that she clearly overexerted herself to the point where she fainted for a little bit. Like, even her 3D model, right, the Sonic Twitter posted the other day, it's hard to describe, but she looks sick. And what I mean by that is, like, she's paler, especially, like, when standing next to Gerald. She's paler, her lips aren't as noticeable, like, they look a little bit paler as well. It's just, they actually made her look like, yeah, this is a girl who has an autoimmune disease of some kind, or she's just got a disease of some kind. So I'm very, very happy, again, like a lot of people, that Sega are actually showing that Maria's not well. Because I think the problem with her previous appearances was that she just seemed fine. Like, most flashbacks we had of her, she was, you know, either getting shot, or she was standing with Shadow being like, wow, the elf's kind of cool, huh? And then that's pretty much been it. And that's why this animation, actually I'll keep playing, that's why this animation's nice. Because we get to see these two actually interact outside of her getting killed. That's interesting too, the fact that she's up here due to the gravity.
You're right.
I guess stalling
When it comes to the beauty of the earth,
her disease.
help myself.
But again, it's so nice to see these two actually talking. Because we never really got to see that.
I don't know if there's a...
Also, this piano, it's been bugging me. They play it again in a second. Is it never turned back?
While you both research.
That's an interesting point. I know an explosion just happened, just, you know, bear with me. It's interesting that she notes that both Gerald and Shadow have been researching it. It's not just been like Gerald, so it's nice to know in a way that Shadow's helping him. That's pretty cool. That's another cool thing. Again, it gives us an idea of what life was like on the Ark, and what Shadow was doing, and his personality and all that, how him and Maria were acting. Also Emerald. Emerald, the boy. So happy he's included in this. This music here, it sounds like Never Turn Back, like a version of Never Turn Back. Or some kind of Shadow theme.
I'll be back. I promise.
Oh, the hand squeeze. The hand squeeze. Oh, he's so nice to her. Of course, the best part, in my opinion. It's so cool. The sound effects and everything. And I love that they actually use the fact that Emerald does the Skillshare thing. Like, he's straight up copying Shadow's moves, which is... I mean, it's just cool to see Emerald in such a cool battle. Was it unnecessary? Maybe?
This isn't right.
But I think this... I mean, this here shows... It shadows, like, memories.
They stormed the Ark.
It shadows memories, and you know, his fight with Emerald would have been part of those memories on the Ark, because for those who don't know, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but in Sonic Battle, it was... So Gerald didn't build Emerald, but he found Emerald, and he was trying to study him. So Emerald, for a time, was actually staying with Shadow and Maria and Gerald on the Ark. But then something went wrong, and Emerald started, because Emerald was originally made to be like a weapon of destruction. And something went wrong, I guess, whilst he was there to be studied. And I forgot the exact reason, but Emerald, like, goes to fight, well, to, I guess, unalive Gerald. And then, yeah, like, Shadow had to kind of put a stop to that. So, that's why I'm glad that they did put this in here. And yeah, I guess it could be argued that, like, in the grand scheme of this episode, and maybe the prologue itself, was it needed? Probably not, but I would argue that it was needed. And again, that's just because, for one thing, it's an event that happened on the Ark. There are more... It wasn't just the raid and Maria's death. That was... I mean, it was the event, but it wasn't the only big event that happened. The whole Emerald situation, that was a whole thing they had to deal with. The Biolizard, that would have been something they would have had to deal with. There's a lot of stuff that actually on the Ark, despite this being probably the most developed backstory in the Sonic franchise, there's still quite a lot that we don't know. Again, like I said, this is the first time we properly get to see Shadow and Maria interact with each other outside of her dying. Yeah, it's nice to see what kind of relationship they had. It's nice that we do get to actually see the Sonic battle moment in animation for, especially in such a cool way, man. Like I said, the fact that they showcase a skill share or skill copy. Did I say Skillshare? That's a goddamn company, not sponsored, but you know. Oh, I love, again, this is something that's been said by a lot of people, especially on Twitter, but I love the horror aspect. Like this! My mouth was to the floor. Especially. Oh, perfect. I paused it at the right time. They show the firing squad. They kept it in. I don't know why I was expecting Sega to change it, but I was. I was expecting them to forego it and to be like, yeah, that's a bit dark, let's not do that. But I guess if they're willing to keep a child getting shot, then sure they would keep this. It's so creepy. It's so creepy. Again, this isn't my first reaction. I've watched this like 5 times at this point, including this time. Oh, it's so well done. This. I mean, we'll get to what Maria says in a second. Confirmed. I mean, I guess it was always confirmed, but like, it was never so visually confirmed like it is here that Maria got shot in the chest. Like, again, it's just the visual representation of it, I guess, is kind of shocking because, again, we didn't really get confirmation on that. We all assumed that was the case. I don't think they ever showed. Well, I mean, why would they? This is probably the only time they can show it. But oh my god, I love the use of mirrors. Just the whole, I guess the imagery of Shadow reflecting on himself, I guess. It just looks cool. And moments like this make it look even cooler. I love that they use silhouettes. I love that it was like, it was like thunderclouds. That's cool. The fact she says Shadow, remember? And like, the desperation in her voice, man. She knew this man was gonna start heinous crimes, like in like her short-term memory or something. Oh my god. Man, the VA, Stephanie, oh my god, I don't know how you pronounce her last name. I'll pop the name up on the screen. She killed it, man. She did great. I mean, I expected nothing less, but yeah. Speaking of VAs who kind of kill it in this, are we ready to hear Kirk Thornton as probably the best he's been as Shadow, especially in a long time? What a great shot. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, I am, but maybe I'm crazy for saying this, right? Potential hot take here. Why did that low-key kind of sound like David Humphrey? Like listen. That to me was very David Humphrey-ish. Which is great. And I love that they're clearly letting the VAs now emote. Anyway. Like that. Oh. Like, we haven't heard Kirk Thornton. He's been voicing Shadow now for like 10 plus years. I can't recall the last time we've heard him scream this much as Shadow. Even in the Sonic and Shadow Generations trailers. Shadow's like screaming. And again, Kirk Thornton's kind of killing it. Say what you will about his Shadow voice. Like, it's not bad. Like, he's definitely putting his all into it. And yeah, I guess it's just nice, like, because of Jason Griffith and even David Humphrey, they were able to shout at Shadow and emote at Shadow. Definitely I would say Jason more than David Humphrey, but, you know, with Kirk we didn't really have that yet. And again, it's just nice that now, especially in stuff like this, where we get animated shorts, that he can do that. Also, actually, hold on, let me go back. I mean, first let's talk about this. I love it. I love it. The symbolism of the fact that Black Doom has still got a hold on Shadow. It's almost like a knife. It's almost like cutting. Also, yikes, actually. Actually, before I move on, I gotta get this out, guys. Oh god, for those who know, I love D&D. I'm sorry, I can't not see Baldur's Gate 3, like, Mind Flayer type stuff. I'm sorry, I can't unsee it. I've been tainted by something other than Sonic. Surprising, I know. I just thought I had to bring that out there. Anyway, so Shadow has the yellow emerald. I think, yes, isn't that the emerald you actually do get from Shadow in Sonic Generations when you beat him? I think it is. So, it makes sense. Was that a Chaos Spear, by the way? I think it was. Yeah, it is. Ugh, man, oh, it's so anime. I love that they call it anime for so. Ugh, it's so good. Also, the fact that he says this was no mere nightmare makes me wonder if he does have nightmares about like what happened on the Ark. It would make sense that he does. 110% would make sense if he does. This poor baby boy, he's been through enough, man. And Sega were like, nah, we ain't done with him. We ain't done with him. We're gonna torture him some more. Oh my! I just noticed the little Ark. It's there. I didn't even see that the first time. Well, not even the first time. Again, I've watched this like 4 or 5 times now. This is the first time I've noticed it. I'm dumb. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, it's interesting to know that he says that it started because he saw the Ark, which makes sense because the Ark itself never got destroyed. It's still there. It's been there. You know, he visited it in the Shadow the Hedgehog game, and yeah, so it's never left. So it would make sense in a way that him seeing it would kind of trigger some PTSD in him, I guess.
Could he have survived? No. That can't be. I need answers.
Pop off, King. Pop off, King. Interesting to use the lightning. That's definitely been a thing for Sonic now, eh? So, I mean, obviously great. I wish there was more, but I understand why there isn't. I mean, it is only like a short form video. It's technically a promo for the DLC. God, it's hard to not just say game. This it's straight up just a Shadow the Hedgehog 2. Let's be real. I mean, it's hardly Sonic Generations anymore. Like, no one's really gonna be ordering this to play Generations again, even if they add new stuff. I mean, that's at least my mindset. I think it's definitely a good setup. You know, it makes sense that Shadow would be concerned about Black Doom still being alive. It would. Because Black Doom is technically a big part of Shadow. He's literally like Shadow's dad. You know, and I mean, I'm already excited the fact that in Sonic and Shadow Generations they're going to be exploring his Black Arm's sort of heritage with the wings and everything like that. So yeah, I think it makes sense that Black Doom will still have such a big impact on Shadow even years later. And I can only assume, like I said, that the second episode's going to be him, you know, since he's now looking for answers, he's going to be getting in contact with Region Omega, the squad, and probably trying to find some clues and be like, right, we need to figure out why am I getting these kind of nightmares. This don't feel like a normal nightmare, which, oh my god, bless his heart, man. Bless his heart. And then I guess, like I said, the third episode rather is to the Ark, so I can only assume that, oh god, I can only imagine. They're gonna go back up there, he's gonna like find old photographs. Oh, is he gonna find the photograph that he threw away in Shadow the Hedgehog? Oh, okay, it's gonna be heartbreaking. So there you have it, squad. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry that it's a bit of just me rambling on. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, let me know. And I'll be more than happy to do more of these. I'm so excited for the second episode. I'm really curious. My girl Rue just got to make an appearance, surely. I'm so excited to see Team Dark kind of back in action again. Yeah, if you want me to discuss or analyze anything else, like the newest Sonic Central, or anything like that, just comment below. I might do this with the other 2 episodes, we'll see. It honestly depends on how people react to this one. And what are your thoughts on this episode? Is there anything that you noticed that I didn't? Do you have any theories about how this will lead into Sonic and Shadow Generations? Comment below. Other than that, I hope you have a good day, a good week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!